There was a line that AJ says, I forget what it was, but something, and he says, "What, no fucking Edie?" People out of the blue come up to me and say that. I'm like, what? Hello, I am Edie Falco, and today I will be breaking down some of my most iconic characters. This is building character.
I'm Diane Whittlesey. This is Joe Mineo. Don't be late again.
This is Officer Diane Whittlesey from Oz. Tom Fontana, the creator of the show, had seen a movie I had done and offered me the part, sight unseen, which was a shocking thing to happen at that young an age for me. I could not believe my good fortune.
So what we had was real. If only for a moment.
To talk about Diane Whittlesey's style, I'm trying to think if you ever saw her in like civilian clothing, but the uniform was hectic. There were a lot of parts to it and pieces to it, and the belt was really heavy, and I knew that I had to act as if it wasn't heavy because she was wearing this every day. It was not the most comfortable fabric, if I recall. I must say, I felt pretty tough having it on, and also to be working opposite mostly men. It felt like it sort of gave me more of a sense of camaraderie, community, part of something bigger than myself. So it was a little easier to be less afraid because she's dressed like all these other badass guys.
Something I gotta confess. What are you doing?
Getting my wine in position to throw in your damn face.
This is Carmela Soprano from Sopranos. I did an audition at the Mayflower Hotel. I was acting opposite Johnny Ventimiglia, who ended up playing Artie Bucco. He was playing Tony Soprano. For the auditions, I was deeply confident that I would not get this role because I didn't think I looked Italian enough. So I went in there knowing that I knew exactly who I thought this woman was and knowing that I wouldn't get it.
You had the best Italian Jersey accent. What went into preparing for that?
That was called Growing Up on Long Island. I did 4 years in a conservatory acting program to get rid of that accent, and then 2 weeks to put it back on.
I'm sorry you're under a lot of pressure, Meadow, but it's still no excuse.
I have to say the fittings for Carmela Soprano were some of the funner ones I've ever been at. Like me and Juliet Polska, who designed the costumes, did a lot of laughing as we tried stuff on, knowing it was absolutely perfect for her and just what fun it was to put that stuff on my body. A lot of gold, a lot of jewelry, a lot of blingy kind of things. She liked a lot of patterns. We called it melon or coral, but that was a color that she wore a lot of. Bright colors and lots of bling.
It says with pulp.
You like it with pulp?
Not this much. I like the one that says some pulp. The fuck was that for?
I'll write you up a list. The truth is I wasn't very close to Jim Gandolfini. I mean, I adored him, but I didn't know him. We didn't socialize. We had very different outside lives, and I didn't know much about his. He didn't know much about mine. We didn't socialize together. So basically, when I looked at that man, what I saw was my husband. The characters between Carmela and Tony were very easy because of that.
What do fans of the show quote to you the most?
Oh, gosh. There was a line that AJ says, I forget what it was, but something, and he says, "What, no fucking Edie?"
So what, no fucking Edie now?
Hey! People out of the blue come up to me and say that. I'm like, what? But for some reason, people thought that was funny. I did too.
Jack, this is your executive dining room. Are you trying to get me killed?
This is Cece from 30 Rock.
Do you remember how this role came to you?
I got a call. My agent said they, wanted me to do this part on 30 Rock, which of course I was thrilled to do, though I don't do that kind of show. I don't know how to do that kind of show, which is why I couldn't wait to get to it. Being on the set of 30 Rock was really, really hard for me because I didn't know how to do it. And I wanted to see, can I just sort of step into this and figure it out? I felt like the answer was no. I watched these masters, Alec and Tina Fey. Look at what they're doing. It's like speaking another language. And I just never felt like I found my footing. I remember I had to sing. I think I had to sing something. For the life of me, I can't remember. I feel like I dreamt it, because how does that make sense?
My world, her world,
His world, our world,
mine and his alone.
Anyway, I thought to myself, I wish I had like 3 months on this job, because I think I could do this. I think I could end up feeling a little more capable. I didn't have that luxury, but I did the best I could.
Oh, I see. Is this part of the new image? The top 25 New York fucking douchebag doctors?
Please, don't be such a Boy Scout, Coop. You know that if this guy lived in a different state, he'd be able to get a prescription for medical marijuana so he could at least try it.
This is Jackie Peyton from Nurse Jackie. Jackie was no nonsense, hardworking, morally ambiguous, her behavior when it came to getting things done, but really was, I think, a good-hearted person.
And if you tell anybody this, I will deny it and string you up and bleed you out. I think you are a good doctor.
I, on a personal level, have a great deal of experience with addiction, with loving addicted people, with the ramifications of addiction, trying to get free from addiction. So I wasn't wandering into territory I didn't know about. And because of that, I felt a tremendous amount of responsibility to treat it respectfully and with as much truth as I knew there to be. I wanted the Nurse Jackie audience to walk away with the understanding that if you are an addict and you do not put your sobriety and your recovery first, you will lose it.
Frankly, it's risky to put you on the stand. You make any mistake, no matter how small, they're gonna drag out those tapes. Even your comment about the yellow sweater could be enough to turn the jury against you.
This is Leslie Abramson from Law & Order True Crime, The Menendez Murders.
How did this role come about? Did your agent call?
No, that's not what happened. Dick Wolf took me to lunch. And what he said to me was, I know you don't do network television. I was like, I never said that. I'll do whatever comes my way. But he said, I think you should do this, and this is why. And he explained it to me, and he really kind of pushed for it. And so I was like, yeah, sure. I gotta say, it's not my favorite thing to play a character based on a real person, because it's not about trying to bring the truth of an individual to a story. It's about accurately portraying someone who actually existed or exists. Very different work. The perm, although I think her hair was legitimately curly like that, but it was a perm I desperately wanted. It was a look I wanted in that time, and my mother had it too. My mom had the really little curls. In fact, my high school yearbook photo was after I had had my hair permed like that, but my hair was too short to be permed like that. So, yeah, there's that.
We were open with you before we even started this campaign. It was not easy, but we told you about Bill's past.
This is Hillary Clinton from Impeachment, American Crime Story. I originally took the job out of a sense of protectiveness for her. I said when I spoke to Ryan Murphy early on was that if this is a hit job on the Clintons, that I'm not interested in that. I mean, if it's about honestly portraying what that period of time was like in their lives without, judging it, I would like to do it. There was intense pressure leading up to shooting, for me, self-imposed. Clive Owen played Bill Clinton. And on the first day we met, he said to me, well, at least nobody knows who these people are. So I thought to myself, we're gonna do just fine. And Clive and I worked in very different ways. Like, he really sounded like Bill. He listened to a lot of tapes. He had to do a speech on camera that existed on video, and it was verbatim. And I really didn't want it to be about that for me. I didn't want it to be about, oh, she doesn't look like that, or, she wouldn't have walked like that, or I kind of wanted to have it be less that and more about who she was and who she married and what her belief system was. All of this is conjecture. Nobody knows what her life felt like during that time but her. This is my castle now. Do we understand each other? This is Nina Hobbs from the Mayor of Kingstown. If I could tell you how many times my agents called me and said, well, it's a part written for a man. With Nina Hobbs, I think she has a job that is oftentimes held by a man. It's a very powerful person in a very tense, aggressive, dangerous place. I was a tomboy. I grew up a tomboy. My friends were always boys. I was always barefoot and, beating up the neighborhood boys. I'm not proud of that. But I actually sent a kid to the hospital. We were wild. It's not like parenting in the 2000s, you know what I mean? I liked the confidence that she has without showboating. I don't think she's proud that she's as good at her job as she is, and she just is. And there was something about the isness of her place in that world that was appealing to me. I kind of felt early on that I knew who this woman was, that I knew what she would feel like, and it was pretty true to that. Who knows where she might go from this point on, because a lot happens during the course of the season. But for most of the season, she had a job to do, and she was going to get it done, period, come hell or high water. Thank you for watching. Please be sure to check out Mayor of Kingstown on Paramount Plus.